Okay, I got this. Started this stream so I could capture this. I don't know what in the world is going on here. So a couple things. One is this computer has no route. This one has a route. This is not a secondary plan. This is the primary flight plan that a few minutes ago looked exactly like this one. And now all of a sudden this one's gone, this one's here. So that's one issue. Another one is I'm just getting these random, I don't know if it's the weather, like the wind, or what, but the autopilot is just freaking out. I mean, you kind of saw it there for a second. I don't know if we'll be able to catch it doing it again, but hey, I'm online anyway. Am I online? Yes, I seem to be online. Okay, testing, testing. Guess that looks pretty good. So I was just doing a quick little test flight from Denver, which is Kilo Delta Echo November, down to, I don't know what this is, Yampa Valley. Here we go, look at this. KHDN Kilo Hotel Delta November. I don't know if it's these two computers fighting over control or what might be going on, but it sure seems like weather related. I guess I could turn off the weather and see if it goes away. I'm not sure what this was complaining about. Something about the config. I know I probably don't need these on now. I did fly through some weather. Which is why I forgot them, because I was dealing with what is it doing? This is the 72. So we got our VOR2 is on a tuned into a nearby VOR. Charlie Hotel Echo here. And then there's an ILS for the runway, but of course we're not picking that one up yet. That's on 109.9 Niner. So kind of taking a lazy loop around here to come in on this RNAV Yankee approach. this is the approach I'm planning on doing. So 10,000 at REVME, heading 104, 8,700, pick up the glide path here. Touchdown zone at 6,591 feet. There's what our approach should look like. Missed approach. Climbed to 13,700, direct to up 2E. Should be out here. This has you go all the way to Tilly and do a hold, but we'd probably loop back around, right? So coming in from Celia here, 10,000 feet, no procedure turn. About it. Oh yeah, look. So okay, so direct to up 2E out here, and then on to Tilly, and then hold at Tilly. Missed approach fix. So we'll try and take our time stopping here, going down to Alpha 3, Alpha 2, park at the FBO. Or maybe we'll make A4 and just pull into the terminal here. I don't really have a plan. Cranes around the airport in spring and fall. There are no animals in my world, so that won't be a problem. I turned them 100% off for now. Dogs, chat. Really need to figure out some of these things people do to make the streaming nicer. Like with, it'd be nice to have kind of a, you know, chat space. I know how to put other apps up embedded into the window, so I think right now I don't have any. Like I think I have this. You can see the little mouse here. Can make room for him over there. Then you can see what buttons I press on the mouse. Kind of gets in the way, doesn't it? Tis the problem with these things. But like, and you know, showing the mouse clicks and this doesn't really help all that much. back up here. One thing I'm not sure about in this plane, and one thing I want to test, is I've got my altitude restriction dialed down to 8,700. Does it know to hold at 10,000? Or is it going to go all the way down? Maybe we should, well, this one's not even very useful to see anymore, is it? Let's put this one up. I'm gonna get rid of the mouse thing. But I did do it. Now see, the thing, I'm gonna be down at 8,700 here, and I don't see it having a restriction on its own. So that makes me somewhat worried, and I think we need to do our own. Well, let's go just a little lower, just to prove that it's going to go all the way down to whatever we allow it to. Not like I feel accelerated. I don't know why. Man, this EFB is so bad right now. Like, where's my plane? Oh, it's over in Africa. Nice. Okay. I can see the map here, but that's it. Normal time. I'm not time accelerated at all. We might be smacking into a mountain here if we're not careful. Also gotta watch my speed, because this is not part of the approach, so there's nothing here that clears me down to 10,000 at this point. That high. But we could maybe go to like 12. It's interesting that it started climbing just from BNAV. Okay, let's just go to 11 then. Past 11. Huh. Interesting, it keeps turning BNAV off just because it hits an altitude. That's not what BNAV means. We're going to want to get our engine back on takeoff power here, but we're going to go to we're going to take it out of notch and kind of manual throttle. Once we get around the corner here to Celia, I think that should give us. We'll have from here to slow down a little bit, and then we'll be on final. That thing just wants to slam me into the ground, doesn't it?
Pull up.
kind of a fun, small GA plane flight yesterday up in Canada. I'll have to get the details. I'll tell you what, I'll probably live stream it once. I was kind of flying up the mountain valleys from one airport to another. It's pretty, and you know, you got to kind of watch it. I hit some weather, which is always exciting in the mountains. If you have the relative terrain magic map, it's not so bad. If you, I was just in like a basic 172, so I have it has a little Garmin, but I wasn't really using it. For one, I couldn't. It doesn't sync the waypoints into the 530s. It's a bummer. Okay, well, we're 10,000 all the way to rev me. I don't know why it brought us down to 10,000 so soon. Well, other than the obvious, this is not a well implemented avionics system. Okay, so we're taking the RNAV 10 Yankee. If we have to go missed, we're gonna go full power on the props. So push these all the way forward. We'll already be in takeoff power here. We will climb out. We'll basically fly straight ahead to up to, climbing to 13,700 feet. Then it's a little bit of a left over to Tilly. We should, yeah, we've got those in our avionics, so we'll be following that. And once we get up to, we'll evaluate the area. Probably just loop back around for another approach. Looks pretty flat out here though, so it may not be a problem. It did kind of look like this opened up into an area, but it's a little hard to tell on the maps. This is an RNAV approach. I do not know if this plane can fly an RNAV approach other than the general guidance here, so we'll see. We're going to try to arm approach mode. slide down to our minimums. I'm thinking about 6,800 for minimums. It's a very clear day though. He's just a little shorter. That's our normal view right there. I want these buttons to be above this so I can see them. Alright, here comes takeoff power, back to that. I'll pull this out a notch. This being the throttles. Seat belts on already because it's been bumpy. Landing lights are on. Altimeters check. Whoa. Pressure changed a lot in the last 10 minutes. Okay, we got our cabin set up. Alright, we are prepped. We want to get our gear down. Flaps. I've already did power management. TLU, low speed. So we want this guy on low speed. We haven't had any icing for a while, anti-ice off. Alright, so now it's just flaps and gear. Down, probably a little early. Probably could get a little closer to rev me, but check our shouldn't we be getting greens on the gear? maps. In theory, we could arm approach mode now. We picked up our ILS, 19 miles out. That's just advisory because we're doing the RNAV approach, but it's good to get the distance. Giant flight instruments. It's easier to read. Started descending. We need to pull the power back a little. I want about 120, I think. Okay, we are on the vertical path. Should pass VOR2 here on our way in. It's off to our left a little. 12 miles. Go ahead and take our radar into standby. Oops, didn't mean to turn it off. we're looking for minimums at 6,800. Gonna ease just a little more power out, slow down to about 110. Yikes. Let's not slow down too much. I don't know if you saw our, our airspeed vector there, but it dropped like a stone. Okay, we're gonna have to carry a little more airspeed here because we're falling out of the sky with all these gusts. Stick in this 115 to 120 range. Okay, flight attendants prepare for landing.
$500.
Yeah, we're going way faster now.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Reversers coming up. Ease on the brakes. Go ahead and take this exit. Flaps up. We already got our radar off. Get the landing lights off. On. Now, one thing I would very much like to be able to do, and I don't think you can, is if I feather this engine and our hydraulics are still good, and I can activate the auxiliary pump, which would make them even better, but the prop brake will never come back on. So you can't park and go into hotel mode, that I can tell. So we could get external power. And we can even activate that. Kill the engines, in theory. In practice, these engines never stop, like they're perpetual motion machines. And we're on external power now, so that should be fine. I wonder if they're more like here when they're flying, like looking over this. Because this would suggest that they're back here and this is blocking their view of everything. The cockpit doesn't seem to be scaled right to me. Looks like it might stop. We got a brake. So now in theory, we could I think we do starter. There we go. Okay, it's a 17. So now we can put the right engine to feather. Now that should have stopped the prop, yeah. But it kind of sucks to have to kill the engine rather than just, you know, feather it, put on the prop brake. But I don't know, maybe you can't do that. Maybe you have to stop it. Okay, flaps came up. So now in theory, we can turn these off and be in hotel mode now. Yeah, this is not going to work, which is okay. Prop brakes on. Get this off. I wonder why this is flashing start. Maybe that's why it never shuts off. Still spinning. And then of course, I guess to get the prop brake off, like let's say you were done and you wanted to just shut down, right? Can we use the aux pump and then get the prop brake off? And now, what is it going to spin up? And then we kill it. Now we should be on battery, right? Which we would not want to do for a long time, I think. And let's see if this ever stops spinning. I don't think we can open this from in here, unfortunately. I wonder how hard that is to change. Big old cargo door. All those tie downs, modeled nice. Still hasn't stopped spinning. It even sounds like it's running when you... It's acting like the starter's trying to start or something. But of course we're fully powered down. This is not on. It's just buggy. What happened if we hit cold and dark? Will that shut it off? I wish I were better at identifying planes. Like, is that a caravan? Hey, it stopped. You know, it's so much faster to do this. So how do I tell for sure what plane it is? Not from the inside, that's for sure. That's got to be a caravan though, right? I do like the ATRs. Wish they'd fix a few of these bugs. Some Cessna model maybe? Alright, no, the pods on the end don't look like a Cessna. I don't know, Learjet or something? This looks more like a Cessna. Yeah, CJ4. Okay. Well, that one is easy. know this is a clue. Beechcraft. Another clue. That doesn't, it's not styled like a Cessna. But I don't know what it is. And then guessing another Caravan. It's a pretty good size runway. Why is it so slow? Drone speed's not changing it at all. Bugged. That would be why. Let's see, I just got a notification that there's some on-air mission flying gonna happen. Oh, Sim Update 2. No! I don't know. How do we redock? Drag and drop, I guess. So I might come back later. I was thinking about doing a run through where I try every plane. That's a lot of planes, man. And only a handful are third party. Like, and they're still bugged like this. Like, it's just so embarrassing. Like, really? There's a lot of these planes I've never even loaded. Like, any of these Antonovs I haven't tried. Some of these Beechcraft I haven't. I think I was gonna skip helicopters for now, but oh, you know, before I go, let's just take a quick look at career mode. Oh, nope, it's busted. I can't click on it. I guess that bug is back. Well, that's sub-ideal. There we go. This thing is just excruciatingly slow. Like, just go plop, 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 plop. Don't Don't do this. Don't make it so slow. Don't do it. And like, why would anyone even want to do these? They suck. I mean, if they were short, fine, but they're generally not. Huh. Like, if you're gonna do them, like, they need to be worth a lot, right? Like 2-hour mission for 41,000 credits? No, no. I can get like $500,000 for that amount of time. I guess you can skip to descent in theory, but it probably blows up your plane. What I really wanted to do is check on here. Okay, nope, 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 nope. They haven't fixed any of those. This plane is a disaster. They need to fix it. I feel like that one plane was added, but I don't know. Not really seeing anything new though. That's too bad. And in my opinion, this list for freelancers should be filtered down to what you actually own, I guess. Like, if I don't own one of these, am I going to have any missions for it? How would that work? And I don't think freelancer missions are for a specific plane anyway, right? They're for like a class of plane, which would be fine. But couldn't I, in theory, fly these missions with one of the other planes? I mean, you know, I mean that would be fine. This would be a mission you can do with the PC-24. But likewise, whoa, why did so many things pop up? Yeah. So it's like, yes, this is your closest. And it could be any of these. Did it remember my filter? It did. Is that a new feature? That'd be good. Although the filters should show up more prominently and you should be able to clear them. like reset should be right here. Their difficulty's still wrong too. Every mission category should have different levels of difficulty. Like if you're in a PC-24 and your destination runway is a water runway, it should be 5-star. If you can get the PC-24 down in a water runway without counting as a crash, you should get it. But like the only thing 5 stars are these agricultural ones. So to me that's kind of weird. Like, I mean, agricultural missions are just hard by nature, but I mean, they could at least be like 3, 4, 5-star difficulty ones, because some are harder than others. I don't know how they would code them all, but for those, it seems to be fire, medevac. What are these ones? Aerial advertising, right? I did one of those, I think. Alright, I'm gonna pop off for a while and maybe come back later and do something else. Adios.